Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Hard Truth Podcast. I am Zach Cadle, your host, and I'm along here with my co host, Janet.
Hi, everybody.
We have actually done one podcast this month, and we decided that with the outstanding response from this, that we would go ahead and include a second one this month. So it's moving quicker than I anticipated, and I know it's moving quicker than Janet anticipated. But with that being said, it's been great with the response that I have received, Janet's received. It's been phenomenal. I have no complaints. Do you, Janet?
I have no complaints.
I
I
have
think
been
it's great.
completely shocked, to be honest with you. I did not think, I still don't think that this is real. But every time I look at the stinking analytics, it's staring you right in the face. So that's great. So we will continue in doing what Janet and I both love, and that is caring for people and their livelihoods and helping them develop. So, with that being said, today's topic is going to be technology on job sites. Does it help or is it a distraction? Now, I will say this, that you will find this very interesting because Janet and I differ on this greatly. And that may surprise some of y'all because we do get along very well. But in this case,
Yes.
she's a little old school. Not to say that she uses a typewriter or anything, but she is a little old school and I am a lot new school. So you're going to get both perspectives from this. So, Janet, when we start out and we talk about technology, what do you think we're referring
Yes.
to when we talk about technology on a job site? What is something you want the people to hear?
Apps, Procore, just the different apps and things that we use to try to streamline the job, get things moving a little faster, get the reports back to where they need to go to, and the differences in paper, which is what I like, or a tablet or a phone to get that information in. What works best?
So let's touch on that. So let's dive deeper on this because you have always been a paper person.
Yes.
Is it a comfortability thing or is it more just the fact that you know that it works with paper? Like paper
It's
does.
that I know. Yeah, I know when I have that JSA or that equipment inspection in my hand, even though most of the time I scan it in digitally and I save it to whatever drive we're using at the moment, I have that paper copy in my hand and I know it's done. I can check it, I can highlight things. I'm a big highlighter.
Oh yeah,
Highlight things that we needed to work on. It just gives me things that you can do digitally, but I prefer doing it with paper.
I can understand that. I really can because we've done paper for forever with the company we work for now. But and in this last year I built the system for what we're using now. Now our side works like it should.
It does.
And I will say this. I prefer the digital side of things. Just we talk about the correlation with paper. And my biggest hang up with the paper is let's say you get you do a really consistent job with filing and you're great at filing. But like your organization skills are out the roof. But not everybody
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yes.
It is a lot easier, in my opinion, to have the program that we use and be able to have it under that job. Everything's there for them. All they've got to do is execute. But if they let's say 100% of all supervisors that use our system and how we use it, let's say 100% of them did it as I've laid it out and how I've built it, right? Do you think that it would actually speed up the process or does it hold it back?
It depends on the person that's using it. It depends if they're tech savvy or not. We've got some supervisors, some of the guys in the field that are working that would do phenomenally well with it. And I do like that it gets the information out. When I do an audit, I can tag who I want to get that audit and it gets it out right then. I don't have to scan in a copy and then upload it. Everything's right there. I like that, but it's very efficient in that aspect of it. But I'm in an office.
That's true.
I'm not out in the field when I'm doing that. And the system that we use is you're able to do that, but on site where we're at now,
Yeah.
we just had an audit with some of the people that came from our home office and equipment inspections.
Mhm.
Supposed to be on equipment. If we're doing them in digitally, they're not on the equipment. And we get that. But when someone else comes up from the company that we're working for, the GC of the company, and asks for that, they might not understand that.
That is true.
So having that piece of paper there with the equipment as you're running it, you can produce that. Whether it's in the equipment, we're working outside, so we're exposed to the elements. So they keep it in the print stack in a folder. Everything's kept together, but it's all there. So having that paper there, when someone comes up to do an audit, I can hand them that packet of paper, and it's got our permits, it's got our equipment inspections, it's got everything that they need right there. Yes, I could pull it up on my phone on the app. I could get one of the tablets and I can pull it up on the tablet and show them, but they may not get it. So that's kind of the disconnect, because all contractors do not use the same system. Everybody uses something different. And unless there is one all encompassing system that just does everything that we need it to do, and secondly, is affordable to do everything we need to do, to where companies could justify the cost, I don't think technology is getting us where we need to be just yet.
So okay, so this is why this segment's so great, because I get to play the opposite side of this, because I've dealt with multiple clients at our home office location where I'm at. They are using Procore. So
Yes.
when they do observations, we don't have to wait. I don't have to go out there necessarily, and especially with us, being limited on personnel, like it's just you and me. So
Yes.
I get that directly from that GC. So I can
Mhm.
see that at any given moment, whether I'm on another site because, like you said, it's connected to my phone. I have it on my tablet. I
Mhm.
can see what's going on at multiple sites, and I think that's a huge benefit. Because you ain't got to run. You don't have to get the paper copy. You don't have to get this and that. You don't have to wait. Now,
Yes.
your biggest pet peeve. This is great. I'm gonna love this. Biggest pet peeve when we created this, when I was tasked with building this, she said the JSA is not going on Procore. I would agree with that 100%. And the reason why is because she was right. Right off the get go, she named it. She said it can be manipulated. And that is the benefits of paper. You know the difference in signatures. You know when somebody
Mhm.
really wrote it or when somebody fudged it. That's a great benefit to that. On Procore, when it's digital, I mean, you just simply type somebody's name out and it creates a signature line for it. And
Exactly.
you know whether that person did or did not. We had this discussion in our supervisor meeting this week, actually, and that question got brought up again because they're doing their audits through Procore.
Mhm.
Asked about the JSA, and I said no. And it brought up, well, why do we have to use it for this and not that? And I said, well, this is why. So both, I think personally, they both have their merits. I would agree.
Yes.
I would agree in your situation, and with most jobs, paper is more simple because, like you said, you can put the file together and and it's there.
Mhm.
Because think about, I'm going to join your team on this. This is like a red and blue, go America, by the way. If you've never seen our emblem, big American flag, go USA.
Mhm.
So I would say that yes, you are correct in the fact that keeping that file together, you can pull it at any time and it's there. You're never going to lose it. You
Mhm.
don't have to worry about a system crash. You don't have to worry about an update. You can pull it
Yes.
out of your desk and here it is. Or, like you said, you get these supervisors out in different locations. They've got their file there. Here comes the GC safety or, executive or whoever. They're going to want to see that then.
Yes.
And with the tablet, you've only got one tablet. Not everybody's got one. A supervisor's got one.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do agree, but I do think there's benefits to both.
Yes.
Let's ask you this one. Technology, when it come out and it started to get big, I did not know this. Let me find this in my notes here. This was pretty interesting to me when it talks about when did tech really explode on job sites. I don't know if you know this or not, but I wrote this down. 2010 to 2015, there was a significant push acquiring around COVID-19 is when it really started to get big. Why do you think that is?
Because of the virus having us all,
Can't touch
what
it.
is the word? Yes.
No double handling.
Yes.
So
Nobody wanted to use somebody else's pen.
there you go.
Nobody else wanted to, we were not supposed to touch their papers. We're supposed to social distancing, 6 feet apart. And there were so many plants where we would go in and we would get in trouble if we were within 6 foot of another person, if we weren't 6 foot apart
Yeah.
without a mask.
So I thought that was very interesting around the
Mhm.
COVID frame is when that come in. And look at it this way. Was it really developed to help? Or you remember COVID? I remember
Mhm.
COVID. We were not working together at the time. I was at a plant, you were in construction, but everybody had a lot of downtime.
Yes.
So they said, hey, while we're doing this, let's focus on integrating technology into the job site.
Mhm.
Was it really for a benefit or was it, hey, here's something to do?
Well, we had a lot of people during that time, not me because I wasn't that lucky, but there were a lot of companies that most of their staff were able to work from home. So that's the benefit of it. And even now today, we have days where if we're sick, we can take our computers home and do a lot of the stuff that we need to get the stuff that we don't get to do on a normal day and get caught up on it from home
That is true.
and not miss any time.
No.
So I think it was a very good benefit for that aspect of it because it was a way to stay connected.
Hmm.
We did a lot of Teams meetings during that time. I mean, all of our contractor meetings went to Teams, and some of them have stayed on Teams just because it's just more efficient.
Yeah.
Like for us, we've got two on the same day, which we only have to attend one of them now, but that's once a month. And then we've got another site that it's every other week. And then the site that I'm on now, it's every single week. It's hard to attend all of those meetings and get all of your information if you're having to drive, badge into a plant, go to a location. But if you can get it on Teams, you push a button and you're in the meeting.
That's true.
So it is very beneficial in that way.
Oh yeah. So, excuse me. Here's another. Here's your good point. Think about this one. Technology promised efficiency, but has it introduced distraction? Now, I know we talk a lot about the programs and stuff we're using on Procore, but let's dive a little deeper and talk about mine and your biggest pet peeve with devices on a job site being cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
How many workers now have cell phones?
All of them.
All of them. What generation are we normally dealing with?
We've kind of got a wide variety, but we've got a on the site that I'm at now. We have a lot of those that are 20s, 30s,
Yeah. So they
with a
know no
couple of the
different.
olders.
They
Yeah.
don't know any different. Like phones have
Mm-hmm.
always been available.
Yes.
So that's why I kind of lean towards the tech side because that's the generation that's going up. That's the generation that
Yes.
all of us at one point is going to work out. We've been in the game a while. We're going to fade out. I mean, it's just nature of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think I will say this, being as tech as I am, I do think it brings a lot of distraction.
It does. That's one thing that I noticed on the site that I'm on now. There's a lot of equipment, heavy equipment. There's a lot of buggies. There's a lot of vehicles on this job site.
Yeah.
And I have watched people driving heavy pieces of equipment down the road with their phone to their ear. They're not even supposed to have their phone out unless you're authorized to have it, which
Yeah.
we know how that works.
Oh yeah.
But they're driving with their phone to their ear. We're not allowed to have like Bluetooth headsets on this site, which I completely understand because
Still a distraction.
multiple reasons. But if I'm in my vehicle on the phone, it's use CarPlay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we both know. I don't text and drive because I'm doing good to drive. But I'm just being honest here.
I'll talk about that.
So I don't text and drive. So if you need me and I'm driving, you're gonna get a phone call.
That's great that you said that because the big boss man knows about it. So he knows about the podcast. So that's great. But
Yes,
he is going to listen to this. So that was a good cover. I like that. That was nice. She does not
I
text and
suck
drive.
at it.
Just say it. None of us do.
No,
Not in your
I
department.
really don't. But
Not in your department.
no,
I can't do it.
it's too much of a distraction. And the way that the world is now, everything is so much faster.
My gosh.
And
Man, the
the
traffic.
drive home for me right now, and I'm in down kind of south.
Yeah.
Spring break's coming up, so traffic is getting thicker. And I'm on a 55, and if you're not doing 70, you're getting run over.
That's
So
rough.
I'm not going to text and drive.
No. And I don't blame you. And I know that kind of steers away from technology a little bit, but I mean, it does touch on an importance for travel. Here's a good talking point for you. And I don't know if we've thought about this or not. Construction used to run on experience. Now it runs on batteries. What's your thoughts on that? Because I've got some.
I think the technology again is it has its benefits, but nothing is going to take the place of the human experience of the human people.
Yeah.
We've got people out here, and I talk with the younger generation and the older generation. The older ones, hey, let's teach the younger ones, and the younger ones soak them up like a sponge because that's what's going to continue building our country, building our world.
Oh, yeah.
Is this younger generation that's coming up, and if we're 100% tied to tech, they can't learn. And I'm witnessing it right now in the field, the difference in some of the people that the helpers that we have that are there to learn. I can tell which ones are more tech savvy and not really tech savvy, but reliant on technology versus the ones that actually want to learn the hands on.
Yeah.
And there's a major difference. You'll have the Ones that are love their technology, standing around like waiting on someone to tell them what to do next. And then on the flip side, those that are there to learn are running around like crazy, just doing everything, not having to be told because they're soaking it all up.
So this is a comparison for you versus the past versus today. What's used technology wise, right?
Mhm.
This is not many years apart. Honestly, it's not when you look at it. So in the past, they used paper blueprints, which we still do, manual inspections, which is what you were talking about. We still do that. A lot of companies still do that. Verbal communication, that should be a must regardless. I
Yeah.
don't care what
Yes.
technology does. And experience driven decisions, just like you were talking about, teaching the younger generation.
Mhm.
And then you look at today what's used, and this does not encompass all companies. This is just generic information that is out
Mhm.
there. They use tablets and mobile reporting, which is the system that we use, and a lot of other systems. If you think that there's just one system out there, there's not. I
Oh no.
challenge everybody to go to Google, look it up, just pull up safety programs, pull up operation programs. There's hundreds of them. There's not just one
Yes.
or three. People think like there's like five. No, there's hundreds.
Mhm.
But there's tablets and mobile reporting. People are using drones, which I do think
Mhm.
is a very good.
Yes.
Wearables, GPS equipment tracking. That's a great thing. We use that stuff.
Yes.
Digital safety management systems, which is basically what we do.
Mhm.
And then the one that kind of I really do like, if we can get the system to work correctly. It does have some bugs, but they're working through it. Is the AI scheduling and analytics. A lot of people use AI now. Multiple platforms. We won't name one
Yes.
specific one, but you know which one I'm talking about. And it's crazy what these things can do.
Mhm.
Like, it blows my mind how
Yes.
it just instantly, you type in a short little passage, hit enter, and it builds it within seconds.
Yes.
And then, I mean, it's pretty accurate. You and I
Mhm.
both have
And
used it, and it's like, wow.
it's very beneficial.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, you can type up a simple message, and as grammar Nazi as you are, yes, folks, I said that, and I mean that
Yes, I am.
wholeheartedly, and she will agree.
Yes.
But you can type up something now, and you ain't got to use correct punctuation. You ain't got to do spelling. You ain't got to do none of that. Do it, and then send it out there and say, hey, make sure you blah, 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 this, whatever. And it pops it out.
Mhm.
I mean, to a T.
Yes.
That is just crazy to me. But I do think the downfall of that is it does take the human element out of it. I mean,
It does.
if you think about it, I've turned in many a papers to her and or documents, and she's like, nope, that's wrong. You're right. But that's just human error. Like, everybody
Mhm.
makes those errors.
Mhm.
But when now you're using all these AI systems and it's doing it for you.
Now I just get to say no, I don't like the formatting.
Yeah. I got sent a video the other day. This is no lie, folks. You can get out there and look at this. And Janet, I was going to send it to you, and I can't believe I didn't. There's a company that has produced a welding, like, it's a humanoid robot, legit, and it goes up in a lift. It knows where to go, and it welds pipe. And the guy that
Wow.
controls this thing is sitting at a computer desk in a control room somewhere or at an office setting. No lie. I'm dead serious. I will send you the clip. We may put it on our social media because it is wild. It's like 100, because you don't have to shut them down.
Yeah.
Think about that.
They don't have to have sleep.
They have no sleep. You don't have to worry about. I mean, what about the safety aspect of that? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah. You're taking that human failures, human mistakes out of it.
Yeah. I mean, what's the probability that guy's going to get hurt on the job site? Zero. He's not there.
Yeah.
You know?
And if the robot gets hurt, it's not a recordable.
Yeah. What is it? Is it property damage?
Mhm.
Like, I'm just curious. Like, I've thought about that when I watched this. I was like, if that really goes into play, I mean, I don't even want to think about the expense of it, but I mean, not.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody's really going to use them. Maybe a handful for demos and things like that, but I was just blown away. And when you say it, you're gonna be like, I don't even know what to say. All right. When did tech really explode on the job site? We talked about that. Did adoption? I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Did adoption happen naturally or by mandate with the technology on job sites or in
Hmm.
our world, whatever?
In our world,
That's
for
okay.
us, I think it was
Go ahead.
more by mandate, just because certain aspects of our business required something. So that's why we had to adopt the system that we're using now. We're still, like you said, we're still working through bugs with that, but I think it was more mandate than just naturally. As we're getting more involved in it, like this past week, you've noticed we're doing audits constantly. Our supervisors have to do one a day. I'm doing more audits, and I'm able to have them bring me their audits, and I enter them in Procore for them.
Yeah, what was PM's doing what once a week?
PMs are once a week, supervisors are one a day, and I was doing one a day until Wednesday
I was fixing to say you're a manager though. Why are you doing one a day?
because I'm out there, and I'm the safety manager, so I'm out there.
Yes,
I see more than they do. I have more time to look. So
you're doing it.
now when we're doing the critical jobs, yes, I have more time to look, but I'm focused on so many different things. I don't have time to do a full audit. I just take little notes as I go, but that helped. I did the audits
Than that.
for the supervisors so that they could be tracked.
No, that's relevant. I mean, I still take notes out in the field
Hmm.
because you go to some plants. Yeah, you may use the tablet and the phone, but that don't mean if you go inside the unit or whatever inside the area that they're working in,
Exactly.
you can't have it anyway.
Hmm.
It may not be intrinsically safe, which we're not gonna.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later. We don't have.
So I'm going to go back to where you were talking about paper blueprints
Okay.
versus the tablets. So our guys have their tablets. All of our drawings for the systems that we're building are on their tablets.
Yes.
So the benefit to that is if a drawing were to get updated, it's immediate.
Mm-hmm.
They get that notification, it's on their tablet.
Yes. And instead of
But
there you go.
we just had a different type of audit. I won't go into details with that. And our guys are required to have paper blueprints at the job site.
Was that from the client or was that internal?
Even that was from the client, even though they have it on their tablet. They had to have, so we had to do massive printing and put together books for the job sites so that they have them on site.
Like we used to do it
Yes.
for every
So
job.
our guys have both. It's beneficial because we've got older supervisors, we've got younger supervisors. The younger ones are better with the tablets than the older ones are, but can still read the blueprints on paper. I see a huge benefit in having both, but once again, we're working out in the elements.
That is true. That is very true.
How long is that paper going to last?
Good Lord.
And I'm the paper person. I love my paper, but having both is kind of overkill for me.
Well, how many times have we gotten papers turned into us and you're like, I can't even read that
Every
because
day.
it's dirt, it's greasy hands put on it, whatever, and it's like,
And we scan it in and go because we know that this is the way it is with paper.
yeah. I mean, you're getting it from a job site.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you went down the hall and got it from
No.
somebody else.
And these guys aren't clean, especially where I'm at. I'm not even clean, and I'm safety.
Yeah. No, I told you, on them jobs you can't.
Yes.
What about this one? Are older workers being left behind?
If they don't want to learn, yes.
Do you think we see a problem?
And it depends on who's teaching that. How do you learn? Everybody has a different way of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have to be hands-on, let me do it myself. Some others are like, show me.
Yeah,
So it depends on who's teaching them and if they're able to take in everything they're being taught.
I agree with that.
If they're not willing to learn, then yes, they're being left behind.
Yeah, I don't think the problem that I'm having is necessarily that they can't use the system. They just haven't had the opportunity to sit down, like with me, which makes it extremely easy for them to learn from because, I mean, I built it. So who else
Mm-hmm.
to go to? I mean, you even tell them that. Hey, don't call
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yep.
Call him. I dealt with an older employee. I hate saying older because I really like the guy. But he falls in that older generation. He coming in the office the other day and he was like, I just need you to explain it to me. Okay, well, I explained it to him and he goes, okay, so I'm going to need to bring my tablet in and sit with you and do this because even the explanation didn't work. And that's fine. I don't mind taking the time to help him understand it because he was willing to learn it because it's
Yes.
going to be, like you said, it was kind of, you know what? It's our podcast. It was forced. It was forced on all of us. Whether you agree or disagree, I mean, we still had a job to do. I mean, I was given a task and said, "Here, have this done and have it operational," which is fine.
Yes.
I did it. It was fine.
And it works great. Our part does.
It does work really well, actually. And I tell you what, the ones that have actually started using it since the new rules come out,
Mm-hmm.
they get more proficient with it every day.
Yes.
I mean, it's just like click, 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 and it's so much easier for me to see it and close on my side,
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing the job because they know. This is what I like about it is the whole accountability factor in it. You can't hide from it.
Yes, exactly.
That is why I'm so strong about it is because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to have accountability for it.
Yes.
So it is a great step forward. Here's some gains that we found for using technology on job site. Faster communication, which you can take that with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Communication still comes down to face contact, in my opinion,
Yes.
and being willing to communicate.
Yes.
That is huge,
That's huge.
and we're both dealing with that. I mean, it's the struggle every day.
Yes.
That was a big talking point in PM meetings, ops meetings. I mean, we talk about it every month,
Mm-hmm.
and it has gotten better.
Yes.
I would say, yeah, I would.
Mm-hmm.
The phone calls are more frequent. The information
Mm-hmm.
comes a lot quicker. They're more in depth about asking the question. They're more apt to stop and ask the question. Let's say that. That's a
Yes.
big
They're more willing.
move. So faster communicate, real time updates, like you were saying with the drawings.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge
Yes.
because we've seen it. These guys, they bust tail to build what was given.
Mm-hmm.
That if they were given drawings, it was approved. All right. So they build it to spec, and then here comes the GC with the new drawing updates, and the whole thing's wrong. In the
We're going to
matter
talk
of
about
days.
rework?
Do what?
We're going to talk about rework?
Yeah, I mean we can if you want to.
Mm.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Well. We'll move past that.
Yeah.
That's
That's for
another.
another episode.
Yeah. Reduced rework was actually the
There it
next
is.
one on the list. I kid you not, it was number 3.
Uh,
Instant documentation. That is true.
mm-hmm.
It is
Yes.
there. I do like the automatic filing system with it. So, like for our system, if you work under that job, you'll only see that documentation for that job.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is the big difference between paper. If paper is not filed correct, it's going to be hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
If it's done under that job, you know exactly
Mm-hmm.
where it's at,
Yes.
which is great. Instant documentation, remote collaboration, which is Teams,
Mm-hmm.
different systems like that, like Riverside, places like that. So that's a huge bonus.
Yes.
Here's an example: superintendent resolving issues without walking entire site. I know you don't agree with this. I know. We're gonna be here for a second, folks. Y'all hang on.
You have to. You have to get out there. I'm all about developing relationships, getting to know people. We're both people persons.
Yes.
People. We love people.
Hence why we're doing this.
Exactly. I can see a report. I can see an audit that's sent to me digitally,
Yeah.
and I'm going to see the problems. What I'm not going to see in those problems is those guys that just worked 10 hours today and took their lunch break within 10 minutes saying, hey, if you want something to eat, get it now because we got to get these set.
Yes.
What I'm not seeing is the superintendent standing out there all day and not taking a break.
I agree with that.
That's what you don't see on the reports. That's why, which this is just during critical jobs, that doesn't happen every day, but during critical jobs, that's the type of things that our people, that my guys have to deal with, or gals have to deal with in the field. They will work their tails off for 10, 12 hours a day to meet deadlines that have been set. They have nothing to do with those deadlines. They're just told they have to meet them.
Yeah.
And bust their tails to do it and not complain.
That's true.
And you go out there and do an audit and you find all these things that you think are just so terribly wrong. Are they right? No. It's okay to point them out. We need that. We've got to have that to get better. But the audits focus on the bad. So if the superintendent doesn't walk the entire site and actually lay eyes on his people that are out there getting the job done, that's why you're getting a paycheck.
That's true.
Lay eyes on them and see the sacrifices that they're making and what they're enduring to get that job done so that you get to get a paycheck. And they're doing it safely. Despite all these things you find wrong, they're doing it safely.
Yeah.
And they're getting that task done.
I mean, we're not going to bring up what's going on right now, but
No.
I said this the other day, and I'm in it when I said it, and that is we have increased the culture, I believe, and not on our part. We do not take any credit for anything that is done with what we've had a hand in. We do not take the credit. We give the credit to the people.
Yes.
Because it's a fact. It's nothing we've done.
We open the door.
Yeah.
They step in.
That's all we do is guide them to it. But they have done a tremendous job overall with the mindset of, you know what, it is our responsibility. We do hold accountability for this at some level, all of us. So it's just as easy to let's do it the way it's laid out and listen. I
Yes.
see a lot more listening in, safety huddles, toolbox talks,
Mm-hmm.
stand downs. There's a lot more eyes focused on what's occurring and not so many wondering.
Yes.
I can say that firsthand. And I will say from some people that last year were the ones that were looking off like, ADHD was really getting to them.
Mm-hmm.
And, they tend to listen more. And there's always more good than there is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I will always believe that because human error is a thing.
Yes.
And, technology or no technology, it's still a human decision.
Yes.
Are you going to commit to working safely and being safe for yourself? But we always refer it personally. So we always tie it back into family. You've
Yes.
always got somebody out there that you care about.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. There's always somebody. Do it for that person. If you're not
Yes.
going to do it for yourself, do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a complicated process. It's just like you said, having that communication factor and knowing where the communication tie-in is with each individual because it's different. Not
Yes.
everybody's the same. Here's just some interesting facts with this, and some of these on here I didn't even know that you may have heard. Digital inspections, which we already knew.
Yes.
Wearable fatigue monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about this?
I knew that it existed.
Yeah, I didn't. I had to look at it. It's a legit thing.
Mm-hmm.
You wear these monitors, and they make them as small as like, little lapel mics that you see on TikTok or something. And it monitors the fatigue of your body.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy that you can get that data. Everything's about data nowadays. How many data
Yes.
centers are we building?
Oh, they're going up everywhere.
Everywhere. Just look around our home office. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That blew my mind away. Equipment proximity alarms.
Those are good.
Yes, looked at those. Didn't really know that was a thing, honestly. That is a great benefit, or it can
Mm-hmm.
be.
Mm-hmm.
And incident tracking trends,
Yes.
which I know you love the analytics.
I do.
And we have a system that we use right now. I will give you credit that your SharePoint still works best. So kudos. I can.
Well, we're still working the
We are.
bugs out of the other.
We are. And it's a nightmare. Yeah. Moving on, because I'm not going to get
Huh?
tied up in that. Good Lord. I had this. It didn't. Yeah. Here's another discussion question. Are we preventing incidents or documenting them better?
Think both, and that goes with the documentation gives us the information that we need. We had a little mishap today at the site that I'm at. Not really a mishap, but somebody messed up.
Yeah.
I explained to them, my job is to find out why. So I'm asking you why.
Nothing.
So we broke it down and came to what their version of their why was. Why did this occur? So that helps me to prevent it from reoccurring.
I do like that.
So that's why the documentation, if we do the documentation right, if we do our root cause analysis correctly, and we come to a true root cause and not retraining, training cannot be the cause of the accident, lack of training.
Yeah.
It can be, but if you've trained them and it still happened, then you're saying by retraining them, that's going to fix it. So your training sucks. So
That's true.
how is retraining them with the same training going to help the incident? So retraining is a mitigation, but it can't fix the problem. There's always got to be something else.
So
So
that point really ties into this. Does tech create accountability or does it just or remove trust?
I think it creates accountability if you present it right. It's all about presentation.
Yes.
When you're out there in the field with our employees or people out there working, now I keep wanting to say guys because most of the people that I work with now are guys, but if you're out there with them working, you've got to get that trust.
100%.
And with getting that trust, I know the way when I'm talking with them, I try to make it as real as possible.
Yes.
I try to get it back to something that means something to them, like you were talking about earlier. Your family, there's somebody you care about. But I also try to give them real life scenarios. We both know I've got a bad back. My spine is just whatever. So I'm not old, but I'm getting older. And yeah, go ahead and say it. But I had my first back surgery in my 30s, and that's what most of these guys are.
Yeah.
And I see them doing things, so I make it real for them. This is what I'm dealing with now because I didn't take care of myself then.
Really, you really didn't know either.
No.
No, you didn't really want to go to the doctor.
And I worked for myself at the time that I really damaged myself. So that made it a big difference too. But
Yeah.
I didn't have the rules and all the things that I had to follow because I was working for myself.
Well, ergonomics really wasn't on your top of the list.
No. So I try to make it real for them. And by developing the relationships and getting out there, and that developing the trust creates the accountability.
I agree.
They understand. For instance, you can't go out there and you can't stand on that ladder and turn around and walk off.
No, you got to explain it why.
If you give them the why, they're going to respect you more. They're going to listen and they're going to trust you, and they're more likely to take in what you're telling them.
And I'm going to say this, how you phrased that just then was how most responses I get back when I come onto a job site, like say, a plant, somebody from the plant or a GC come up and they had that same reaction. You can't be up there, get off. That's all they say.
And turn around and walk
And
off.
turn around and walk off. They've not explained anything. So when you show up to a job site, because our guys know we are there to help them. We're the first ones they come to because they're going to say, hey, I was doing this and so, I don't know. That's exactly what they say. I don't know who it was. Come up and chewed me out because X, whatever. Well, did he explain it? No, he just yelled at me and told me to get down. Okay, to show me what you were doing. So that is another thing. I hope everybody that listens to this, I hope you take back to if you work for another company, if you are that company or a plant or whatever, have the communication. That goes a long way. Explain it
Yes.
because we don't know what we're walking up to. We're getting the same answer that they got. And there may be certain specific rules that may not have been in this the video.
Yes.
How
The
many times have we seen
orientation.
that? A lot of these plants haven't updated their videos with the
Yes.
new regs or whatever's going on,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's state funded or federal, whatever.
Yeah.
They're not getting that explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these guys are going based off what you taught them. Give them the correct info. That's just my big pet peeve. Knowing how to talk to people. You get
Mm-hmm.
so much more done if you just show a little bit of respect to them. Now, I will say for our guys, you included, if we come out there and we choose somebody up, down one side or the other, they know why.
Yes.
And it's not from a disrespectful angle. They look at it and go, yep, I screwed that one up. Saw that
Mm-hmm.
coming. And
But we've worked really hard to get to that
oh
point.
yeah, it has to be, yeah. Like they can't go, I can't believe they did that. No, no, we had 4 or 5 conversations before we went to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, you ain't got a leg to stand on. I'm here to look out for you, but come on. Little something here to think about on the attention risk. I've got an attention risk here. We've talked about these phones in the work zones, notification overload, multitasking hazards.
Mm-hmm.
You're worried about getting your guys situated, but you got to get this done.
Yes.
Screen focus versus situational awareness. That is
It,
something I haven't looked at.
you have to be, well, for instance, our sticker,
Yep.
2020. It goes back to that. Where we're working at now, we've got thousands of contractors on this site.
Oh yeah, Lord yeah.
And right beside one of the areas, two of the areas we're working on, they've dug these big trenches. They're having to do some rework. If you're not aware of that and paying attention to your surroundings, you're going to walk off in that trench.
Is it not barricade?
It is now. But even that, we've got red barricade tape up. It's not a hard barricade. There's red barricade tape.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there with your eyes glued to a screen,
You can walk right off into it.
exactly.
That's a good point. But I do like that you mentioned the 20-20-20 rule. Can you tell the people what that is? They may not know.
20 every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds to look 20 feet around you because your surroundings are always changing.
And that's been a big emphasis lately. Shared that with a GC up here, and she loved it. She had never heard it. And
And that was brought to us by one of our former VPs, but he still works with the companies in a different role. He brought that to us, and it's
stuck.
It's stuck.
Over reliance, loss of trade knowledge, reduced problem solving skills,
Mm-hmm.
dependency. You're talking about that older generation with that.
Yes.
I mean, you can look at the trades now, and you're losing a lot of your experience. Not you're losing a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
I don't care what they teach in a classroom. There's been some of these guys pull off some stuff, Janet. You and I both have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting there going, that is never going in there. Something's fixing to break. And some
Mm-hmm.
way or another, they manage, and it's like, oh yeah, we meant to do that. Okay, sure.
They're great craftsmen. They
You know
know
what
their
I'm saying?
trade.
But that's knowledge. That's years. That
Yes.
was not just taught. That is
That is on the job experience.
that yeah. And some of these guys are so good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's ridiculous. We've seen them set hundreds of pieces of equipment, and I'm just like, I used to be a crane operator, but I don't even think I'd do that. But some of these guys are just like, yeah, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what you're not going to do, please. And you stand out there the whole time. Lord forbid
Yes.
you got fingernails because you're not going to have it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just praying. Yeah. But that is a good segment on over reliance. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
really good point. What happens when technology fails?
That's my fear.
That's your fear?
That's why I like my paper.
Y'all, I knew she was going to go this route.
If OSHA walks in the door, there's certain things that they want to see, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The OSHA log, they want to see it. You know where it's at,
Yep.
printed. You don't have to have them sit out there or potentially be in an area that to where they're going to find things. We walk in that office, we look in that drawer, we grab that out, we take it to them.
And it's there.
You don't have to dig through a computer. Lord help if it's on a screen, like in our conference room, and you're going through the folder looking for that, and they see all this other stuff. They're like, wait, let me see that. No, let me see that.
I agree.
It prevents them going down different rabbit holes we want to keep them out of.
Yeah.
So,
information.
paper.
Move on.
And if the system crashes and I don't have the papers, which, like I said, I have gotten really good about scanning, saving, putting them wherever, but they're also still on the little flash drive that I keep them on just because I need a backup for my backup.
That's true. Because it can happen.
It can happen.
It can just fall apart. And when you lose it, it's gone.
Exactly.
So I will give that's a point to paper. That is very truthful, y'all, especially when it comes to OSHA and MSHA and stuff like that. If you can present what they are asking for and it's right there in front of them, they don't tend to really look further. And I'm sure they may listen to this podcast. That's fine. Um, but it's the truth. We've spoken with several of them. You don't like to. Nobody likes to.
Oh, no.
And we've done it from both sides. So, yay. Common complaint. I spend more time updating software than managing people.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily do the updating of the software because that's controlled by engineers, but you do spend a lot of time. I do. Has this updated? Has this updated? Has this updated? And it's just,
Yes.
I'll go in Monday and something will change. Guarantee. There is some update done all the time. I mean, look at your phones. You see how many times an update occurs or something changes on your phone or, I can't find anything because the phone's different.
Yes.
Or, your phone may run slower because you didn't get the update.
Yes.
Something. That is a big negative.
Mm-hmm.
I do think there's some administrative burdens for this.
Yes.
Duplicate data entry, which we hate.
Yes.
So any of our people that listen to this, and I hope you are listening to this, because we're going to tell you the truth. We hate double data entry.
Yes.
It is the dumbest thing, but sometimes you have to. And it is what it is.
And sometimes it's triple.
Sometimes it's triple. You're right. Thanks. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The knife a little deeper.
Yep.
You have reporting fatigue because there is so much data entry. You and I both have done that. Like, oh my gosh, do we really have to fill this out? Because now we've got to do this and that and this. I just don't want to do the paperwork. And I'll be honest with you, folks, that's what it's called, the Hard Truth Podcast. So this is exactly what you're going to get. You're probably going to listen to this and go, I can't believe he just said that. I'm telling you the truth. We don't like doing things too.
No. And there's so much paperwork involved when we have to do paperwork.
Oh, God, dog. Tell them.
It's there's so many different reports, and then you have to upload the data into all these other different places and then present it to the powers that be for them to review it and then go back and correct things you may have missed, because everybody's going to miss things, and by presenting it to multiple people you get different perspectives on things, and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the paperwork that we have to do is endless.
So that really ties into our last topic, and that is supervisors becoming data clerks. And this is nothing against clerks,
No, they're awesome.
but we
Love them.
have talked about this, and we've actually tried to do on our end. We've tried to develop and listen and go, okay, how can we reduce it,
Mm-hmm.
but still have you enter the data? Because certain things are required, we can't get around it. But as you said, how many documents right now on your job do they have to fill out before they start?
Depends on what the tasks they're doing. We've got the STA, we've got the hot work permit, confined space permit, we've got equipment inspection, welding inspections, and then you got to check your fall protection equipment. You got to check your ladders. You got to check your extension cords. You have to call and get permit numbers, permit IDs, and on some sites you have to wait on somebody to come, and so you're spending an hour waiting on a permit. It's endless.
Yeah,
A lot of it is necessary. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not necessary, but is there a better way to do it?
I agree.
Is there not one form that covers your JSA, your hot work, your confined space, that would cover all of it, an all encompassing form, and make it a little bit easier for the guys to actually, the ones that are making the money,
Yeah,
the reason that we have a job,
that's
to
exactly
do the
right.
job?
Because and this is probably going to sound bad, but it is absolute. It's the truth. We do not bring any monetary gain to our company.
No, we cost,
We are a cost. We are a necessary cost, and I do
but
feel
we are overhead.
jobs are important. There are some that probably are going to hear this and go, "No, it's not." Yeah, let me tell you, it is. I have people that would absolutely tell you that, and they work in the field, and they would stand there and go, "Yeah, their jobs are absolutely crucial." I'm not saying that it's the most important. I'm not going to tell you that
No.
because these guys deal with a lot more dangerous factors than we even think about.
Yes.
But it is a necessary thing to have. I think we do. We try to look at it from that aspect, and we've actually said that in meetings,
Mm-hmm.
both of us,
Yes.
that we get to focus on the people. That
Mm-hmm.
is our goal. The rest of it, hey, we'll get through it. But as
We'll
long
take
as,
it home and do it on our own time.
yeah, I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I don't care.
Yes.
Is that a burden on us? Fine, but it's nowhere near the burdens that these guys face. I will say that. So, final takeaways: technology is neither good nor bad, folks.
A
It has
little of
its
both.
benefits and it has its downfalls. I know you've heard a lot in this podcast today, and in the truth of the matter is, there are good aspects of it and there are bad.
Yes.
And I've seen both of them. Janet's seen both of them. I mean, it is what it is. Poor implementation creates problems. Like you said, it being kind of forced, not much training giving on that,
Mm-hmm.
which I lean to agree with you on because you remember how stressed out I was when building this. Even though I had a lengthy time frame, I'm not going to say it was like due in 3 weeks. There's no way you
No.
got this done in 3 weeks.
Lord, no.
It took me, what, a year?
Almost, yeah.
Almost a year? Yeah. And I mean, worked on it daily. It was not sporadically. Leadership determines whether tech helps or distracts. That's kind of a double edged sword, but it does. You got to have leadership, whether on either side of it. And we're all in leadership roles that support the company you work for. So if
Mm-hmm.
if your company's wanting you to do it, then you're gonna have to get in line. I mean, you're just gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to learn it. You're gonna have to do it. If it doesn't work out, it's not on you. Some things don't work. I mean, how many times on a job have they had to, put down something,
Back up and punt.
back up and punt? That's leaning that way. Put it back down, re-rig it. It happens at everybody's jobs. It doesn't
Yes.
matter what you do. Here's a closing question for you, Janet. Is your job site using technology to build better or just to track more?
I think it's meant to build better. It is tracking more. And I think the end goal is to streamline things, make things more efficient. We're just not quite there yet.
I would agree. But we are getting there. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just time. Technology
Yes.
takes time. I know it comes out like there was some stupid, analytical thing about it where it's like technology changes nowadays every 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's ridiculous. Something's updated, something's done here or that, whatever.
Yes.
But it is what it is, folks. There's no getting around it. It's consumed what we do. I mean, if you look at machinery, technology is even in machinery nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They've got
Good technology.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, really good technology. Good safe bells, especially in cranes,
Yes.
which is a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets over the point of center, some cranes won't even let you make a pick,
Yes.
which is great. It won't even let you get it off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good thing. Negative is, what if that fails?
Yes.
Just like a computer crashing. It's the same thing.
Like backup cameras.
Yeah. Backup camera.
Kids don't look behind them when they're driving because they rely on the backup
Yeah.
camera.
And that bothers me.
Yes.
I
Especially when they get on a forklift.
Lord. But yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. So, best thing I can tell you, folks, is you're going to deal with technology, right? And that's the reason we
Yes.
had this discussion is that you could hear both sides of this aisle, and Janet's paper. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's efficient. It works. You can get a piece of paper, even if you have to rip a piece of paper out of a binder. You still have a piece of paper. You can write it down. You may not be able to print or scan it, or your email may
No.
not work, or your Wi-Fi's out, but that's technology.
Mm-hmm.
If she writes that down, she can send it by carrier pigeon. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
it's available. So, Janet, I do appreciate you being on today for this episode. I know you work tomorrow. I
Uh-huh.
do apologize for having you on so late.
No, that's
I know
perfectly
you
fine.
work today too.
Yeah.
But everybody that's out there, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that we have given you some insight into something to think about or share with your people. Once again, you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can hear this on Spotify. You can hear this on Amazon Music. You can hear this on iHeartRadio and hopefully more platforms to come as well. So if there's anything that we can do for you, reach out through our email, which is at ttruthpodcast@gmail.com, or you can leave comments on the different platforms and we can communicate through that way. Other than that, we are slating now because of so much input and people wanting more, which is great, that we
Mm-hmm.
do 2 episodes a month. So this was kind of a surprise. Some people knew about it, some people didn't. But you got one at the beginning of the month, you got one here at the end of the month. So next month we will not try to have them so far apart, but uh, look forward to having interviews. Janet, what do you think about that?
I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, right. We have several that actually want to be on it. So that's
That's awesome.
very interesting, including a president
Mm-hmm.
of a company, which is phenomenal.
Yes.
And that's what the whole thing is slated around, is everybody's opinions on matters, not just
Mm-hmm.
mine and Janet's. You need to hear from everybody, every level. That was what this was designed for. So other than that, Janet, you got anything else?
That's all.
All righty, folks. Well, we do appreciate it, and check us out on social media at the Hard Truth Podcast. Good Lord, I can't even talk. The Hard Truth Podcast on all social media platforms, and we will catch you later. Thank you.
Thank you.